best bread and butter responses, but Zorinus, time and time again over the years, has proven to be one of the best NAR players.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that the last regular season game that we saw from Fury was the Sejuani and the Aurelia. So they had a really good showing on that top side duo, and they were doing a really good job at diving the top laner. But this matchup of Aatrox vs NAR doesn't really create those same windows to dive the lane opponent of the NAR, right? So Zorinus is gonna do quite well at navigating this matchup, and the most important thing is that first space, right? It's so important for the NAR to get to those tier 2 boosts as soon as possible to really space his opponent and use that move speed. It's the most important stat when it comes to NAR in these trades. So have to see what these first couple waves are going to look like, and they won't look very pretty if it's going to be face checking the bush and getting chunked out like this.
No, and it's almost comical, right? Because it almost looked like Zorinus threw the boomerang to the side, having a bit of a dance-off in that top lane. But either way, it's not going to change the fan vote coming into this one. Still, 80% of you believing that Antic are the favorites. They are sitting on match point, given that this is only a best of 3. And yeah, if you're on the losing end of that trade, then unfortunately, your LCO journey for this year comes to an abrupt end. So let's see if you can do what they did during the regular split, take a game away of just plain sailing, and like Ray's mentioned in his interview, a lot of games this week.
Yeah, and if we do a summon check on the bot side, we do have the double barrier 80 carry this time, Skimmy, so a lot more all-in pressure or trading pressure this time because it is such a low cooldown summoner, and you can use this one proactively. I think that's the way you should really use a summoner. It's not like heal where you use it as a move speed button or you use it to survive all-ins. I think that barrier should be used to trade, and you can absorb a lot of the front-loaded damage, especially from a Kai'Sa when her damage is so predictable because it's so front-loaded on that passive. So have to see if Destiny wants to use that barrier as a trading tool in lane to create some advantage, because there's quite a volatile matchup right now in the bot lane.
And it certainly is. It's really going to be interesting to see in which case junglers decide to get involved with all of that. You already saw a pretty big chunk in favor of Raze in that mid lane. Same to be said, and certainly to really accrue up in the top lane too. Mini just being that much of a menace, but then once you do get into that mega, just so much HP to try and get through, you do pack that punch. But that's the big talking point, right? At which point do these supports feel it's necessary for them to leave the lane to try and assist? Because I'm sure both Raze and Chirp would be quite keen for that introduction.
I think both supports want to try and get to 60 as fast as possible, but something curious about what happened in the jungle part, I'm not sure if Foreigner walked into the enemy jungle and realized the camps were gone, but this whole time, Nox was in his jungle and he does have the red buff here and he's going to find Foreigner.
Now what can Foreigner do to answer back to that one? Zorinus with that pushed up wave was able to respond first. Same for Raze as well. So a 1v1 very quickly becomes a 3v1 in Antic's favor. Flash to safety. Chirp is there. He's only got a frugal 50% HP, but locks him in place with a chomp. Findo flashing on his head, locking him down with the passive route with the ignite and the damage ticking. Chirp is there to secure first blood.
And this is, the priority that the bot lane garnered thanks to, the fact that they were on the wave first, and Kai'Sa spams out that Q, gets the priority. Findo finds his window of priority and walks up to the top side, impacts that one. Flash route cannot outplay that one, Skimmy.
Totally can't. It's one of those point and clicks that make it very, very easy for them. And it's going to feel pretty nice for Chirp in particular, having to endure all this pressure from a Corki to say, well, at least on my first back, I have a lot of gold to spend.
Yeah, normally it's not something you really see when it comes to Hwei. He is a control mage, but he is a extremely strong, early game champion, because it's so hard to force trades onto Hwei. If you dash into him, he can easily pedal up with the fear into, the Q, which does so much damage to you. And I think that Hwei has a really high amount of base damage as a mage, so that's why he gets through these early lanes so successfully. But Raze is doing a really good job to find these phosphorus bombs over and over again onto Chirp and chunk him out.
It does feel like we've gone, back a few weeks, right, when Incursio was still their mid laner, where he was the one playing the way as opposed to what we find ourselves in now. Either way, let's see. Once again, Hayri, hot in the money, was correct with his prediction in the first series. This time around, he reckons it's going to be an Antic 2-0 sweep, believing that they just have better players in every single role. And much like we believe, it's a case of can Prey, force that big upset. But champions like Camille and Fiora, they were banned away.
Yeah, I see Harry has the same ideology about, this series that we really did. We thought that it would really rely on Prey getting ahead, but I think it's quite a tall task, especially against Zorinus. He's just so good at neutralizing players, and it's what he's been really good at his entire career. He's either, that carry play or that neutralize. We always think about who are those really good neutralizers in Ost, right? You think of like Fire Panther, you think about the really good carries like Topoon in the past, but I think that Zorinus has always gone under the radar when it comes to, a player who can stand up and fulfill the role his team needs. And in this series, it's all about making sure his lane opponent isn't allowed the access or ability to take over the game.
Well, that's an end to throw it to Polo differences. Nice little buffer there from Destiny. Perhaps the fight breaks out here, but Draco's only level 4, so shouldn't really expect too much. Just a little bit of trading. But yeah, Lemus comes to this one with a bit of a different opinion. He actually believes it will go to all three, with Antic still taking the win. Believing that they do have some pretty strong players on the side of Fury. They're just going to need to find those advantages because Antic love to play the map, and that certainly was the case in game 1. 6 minutes in, 1 kill only on that man in the mid lane, in particular for Chirp. But Foreigner is hunting and hoping that an opportunity presents itself.
Just hovering around mid because the grubs are spawning in a very short amount of time, so he wants to allow his mid laner to get some priority and maybe even punish a potential misstep from Chirp. Draco already roaming up. We also see Hooper and Fino swapping this time, so this is a proactive swap coming out of Fury, and Antic need to be careful not to be caught out of position here, because if they do make it to these grubs, it's going to be an outnumbered advantage for them, and the only winner who's going to come out of this scenario will be Destiny.
It certainly will be. It's going to be a case of getting some solo experience, but how much can Nox not to try and deny? Both junglers committing their smite, picking out one apiece so far. Zoranus' Mega, that might be enough for the deterrent to tell Fury, back away. Let us claim what is rightfully ours, and that is exactly what will come to life. So it's going to be Prey up against Destiny now in a 1v1, and I'm curious to see if anything really comes of that one, because Prey is very, very far behind.
Very, very hard to poke Ezreal out as an Aatrox. You know, he's able to play his range advantage and just deny that all in. But, you know, even though we saw that Fury were the ones to practically swap their ball into the top side, Antic were already at the 6-minute mark with 4 members to get those grubs. So they pick up 2 of them, they will go on advantage of them. More experience going towards Foreigner on this carry jungler, which is so important as this game continues to, you know, go on and house Zyra. Solo AP carry, main disengage tool for Antic needs to be strong.
Well, the jungle support link-up has been swarming around mid lane for what feels like an eternity ever since that Void Grub contest. Instant flash away from Draco. Having done the pulverize, doesn't want to do any more than just that, knowing that he could have been a very squishy and very easy pickup thereafter. But they've locked in this one idea. Let's camp Raze for a little bit more and make sure that this Corki cannot be that hyperscaling threat.
Just spots him around the corner there. Simi doesn't have to flash though, so if that hook did go out, that would have been Draco, you know, potentially falling down. Just no one was really around to help him out there. But this is the power of the Hui, right? You just throw out that you know, midi rumble ult and, you know, throw out that fissure, get priority, run back to your, you know, fog of war, and you know, you can always throw out your poke spells if you want to. You can be ready to assist your team for a potential fight. And it looks like with Foreigner walking towards this dragon, might be on the cards.
Seems to be that way. 4 members of Fury ready and rocking and ready to go. They're going to be looking to try and secure this one for them. Chirp hovering on the inside. Draco goes in, 2-man pole of combat. There's the true shot barrage. Lock them up. Stranglethorn there. Oh, the smite! 18 HP. 1 HP. 1 HP. 1 HP. Lock it in. Lock it in. There it is. Chirp. Oh my god, my OCD was going absolutely crazy. But we do finally get a conclusion to not only the Drake, but the team fight too.
Oh, that is painful. That is painful. We saw that one on 1 health for such a long time, and no one wanted to hit that one. Chirp looks up, slams that with an auto attack. Destiny playing really aggressive here on the mid lane. There
it is. As easy as you like it. As easy as you like it. Really is looking like a bit of a Skarner support there. Popping across the wall with the Hex Flash and claiming yet another.
As easy as that. That was a very extended trade, but they also get the flash out of Chirp, which is so important. So now, you know, even though they do not have that kill pressure, they do have the return gank. But we do go into the replay. This is the power of, you know, Draco over the wall, has that Hex Flash, goes for that engage, pin it up with the Stranglethorns from Foreigner. And even though he is caught out and he does fall down, he does so much damage here. And the True Shot Barrage does so much damage, but look at this dragon. There's potential for everyone to hit this Skimmy. And no one wants it.
Literally anybody. Someone's like, well, it'd be rude not to. It's been there for 10 seconds. The smite was so early. It went down to 18. And just ticked on down to that number 1. How crazy. It might be the craziest dragon we've seen in a very long time. But the biggest winner of it all, and you mentioned it very early on with that lane swap where Prey had to do the 1v1 into Destiny. He's now 3-0-1. This Ezreal is an absolute machine.
And he has the blue buff, so he's got the cooldown boots, the blue buff, and the sheen. So he has an insane amount of ability haste right now. They can play this lane, they can abuse the 2v2, or they can just leave him by himself, and Draco can run around the map and really bully this game because he is so strong.
He didn't decide to buffer that one. Draco went to it. There's an opportunity to jump in and get aggressive themselves, and not really much is going to come of this. It will just be a case of clearing out that wave and doing a little bit of chip damage thereafter. Both junglers committing to this one, with Nox really keen to get the kill. And finally, Foreigner falls on down. Raze wants to answer back with both mid laners rotating to try and make that play a successful one for either side. They can't find much more than just 50% of his HP. Zoran is still working his magic, trying to get to Mega as quickly as he can. Still squishing the mini! He can't evolve! And that's crucial! And two massive, massive kills for Fury to find.
And he doesn't find the bar in time, Skimmy. That would have been the difference. He could have either survived or potentially turned that one around, but, you know, that is Foreigner falling down with Flash being blown. That is Raze using his Flash there. That is Zoranus going down, so there's a very successful trade for Fury on the top side, and they're way back into the game.
That they certainly are. The game was very much leaning towards Antic being favoured. Only 400 gold now separates these two as another coming of the Void Grubs does favour that of Fury, having just won that team fight. They'll be able to deny what has been so successful for so many teams before. Final instant anxiety, perhaps even a panic attack, seeing the wall across the wall and two members keen to try and take him down. He wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, just going to be able to get out of there because this is a trade right now on the map. The top camps are gone for, you know, Foreigner already, so there is going to be no trade for Nox. He's going to be walking around a bit sad. Not spotted out by Zoranus, so that is nice for him. So just going to be securing the grubs for himself, whereas, you know, Foreigner's walking in, getting all those camps and making sure that he is staying on the clock when it comes to farm. But look at the items being already completed for the jungle. Zeke's Convergence is done. That very cheap power spike that really enables these you know, tanks to sit on these members with their AoE slow, and then, you know, Foreigner's inventory, it's just not, you know, it doesn't really match up the power that Nox has right now.
No, that's exactly right. And I mean, really, whilst you wouldn't say that Sejuani Way is the ideal synergy, the fact that they both have hit their first item before anybody else in the game shows that they are a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a very strong 2v2, and individually they've both been pushing the envelope, looking to try and see what they can find. Nox also quite keen just to hover another lane. So, well, you know, Antic, well, Destiny and Dracu have been pretty keen to try and take down this tower. We can make something happen here. Foreigner having the same idea. The hook landing on Dracu. Nox now revealing himself. There goes the depth charge, locking in place Destiny. He arcane shifts to safety. Stranglefall knocks up one. And Foreigner says, I thought we were meant to be winning, but it was always a trap, and Antic take the lead.
There's just no hook target in that bot lane scheme. You cannot hook Dracu because he has the unbreakable will, and you cannot hook Destiny because you can always buffer that one out with the arcane shift. So I think that was a mistake for Nox to look on bot side. They just need to, you know, continue to play towards their strength, which is the mid and the top lane right now. Even though there is a CS lead being built up in that top side of the map, Prey is still strong from the 2 kills he picked up.
He certainly is. He's feeling pretty inspired about the fact that he's actually been able to get himself back into the game. That CS laning picture was not looking pretty whatsoever, and if he is the deciding factor like many of the other experts have discussed, then to give him those 2 kills certainly does mean the world. Let's see if it actually transpires into much more though, because Zoranus, despite being 0-2 on the recipient of that, is still keeping him in check. But Fury as a whole now actually feeling so much more inspired, so much more confident. They're pushing up aggressively and taking everything inside Antic's own jungle.
Does steal away the blue there, so that's a nice denial onto the Zyra. It's such a, you know, important buff for these mage junglers. You know, having all that extra man outside of your, you know, jungle is really nice, being able to spam all those spells. But that one is denied, going on to Nox. Still an experience advantage going towards Foreign. Does have that camp lead, which we did expect. And, you know, we expect Nox to have, you know, more kill participation and focus on getting his lanes ahead. Hook does land Skimmy.
Hook does land. Raze doesn't have flash. Is Valkyrie available? Sejuani passive connects and Chirp just zaps him from afar. That was the last bit of money he had. That is all they have in this team fight. And Destiny being the major focus, being the most fed in the game, showcasing why Antic still retain that 2k lead.
Even though the Hui ult does go wide, I mentioned how much CC, or combined CC, the Sejuani and the Nautilus have together, so they were able to lock up Raze for so long on that Corki, even though he does have Merc Treads and he's going to fall down to, you know, just the rotation of spells. But Destiny, finding himself another kill, already has the Triforce and the makings of that Mirror Mana. Is going to be coming online extremely quickly this game.
And it does really feel like this game is teed up to be the Destiny and Chirp show. Either end looking to try and emit as much as they can to showcase that the lead and that gold and all that time spent to empower them was to be justified. And I mean, Destiny's going to be incredibly hard to try and shut down right now. That's 800 gold. That could be picked up. But he's got the Arcane Shift, he's got the Flash, he's got the Barrier. So how does that even happen unless a massive blunder were to occur? They look towards Dracu, ultimates getting traded, but everybody's surviving. Just wondering, is the Rift Herald really worth committing everything to?
That's just going to be the Nautilus hook for the Unbreakable Will of Dracu. So now all of a sudden if Dracu walks in as, you know, the sole frontline in this group of 4, the next hook that lands will mean death for him, especially when these ultis are coming off cooldown for Fury. We see that Chirp's cooldown is almost off cooldown, and I think the Spiraling Despair could be the difference in this fight, Skimmy.
So it could be that ultimate is certainly a bit of a nuisance. The vision, the AoE connect. Let's see if he can find the right angle as it comes off cooldown in about 5 seconds. The Herald, though, too little too late. Antic have secured that one. And now they want to try and fight their way out of this river. And Draku says, you know what? I want more. Squish or not, I don't care. Chirp instant response with the flash of his own. Zornis jumps into the backline, hits a 3-man stun against the wall. But the backline of Antic are so distracted they can't assist Nora. He goes out.
Right.
He flashes the safety. The hook misses. Destiny dies! That's a huge shutdown for Prey! Prey is taking over the game single-handedly now, 4-0. Now to be 5.
We've seen this one before, Skimmy. They disrespected him in that team fight, and he did so much. What a close fight, even though once again, we saw the Hui ult go wide, and I think if these ults do start to connect, they're going to do so much disruption in the backline. And even though we see so much committal coming out of the anti members to make sure those players do go down, hold up as Prey does flash forward.
So he does crash forward. Does he find a 6? This would be
Zornis.
unheard of right now. Zornis! Oh, there it is! He ruins the party and says, don't get too big for your boots.
Yeah, he felt very confident, but we'll touch on that later as we do go into the replay. This is just the standard, dance over the objectives, right? As Intercom does have the range advantage with the Ezreal, it's very hard to, poke out. Good respect flash from Chirp in reaction to Drakus, but watch the Spiral Spec go wide. If this one did land onto Zornis here, could have created so much disruption in the backline, and Zornis would not be afforded to jump in here and land such a big Naro, but Prey being left to his devices with all these members stacking up that Conqueror and doing so much damage in these fights.
Crazy how it all started with them initially thinking they can get the pick on the Chirp. He flashes the safety. Antic feel overcommitted. And there you have it, really. It's as simple as that for Prey to say, I can fall down early, but I know this champion inside out, and I can get so strong as a result. And this game, Charlie, I don't know what to think of it anymore. Like, it's so close. And there's a part of you that thinks maybe we are headed towards a game 3.
You know what is very nice, Skimmy? We have 3 Trinity Forces this time, not 4. So it's got the Tri Force as the gank attempt on the Prey on the side lane, no flash.
Prey is praying that he can survive, but unfortunately with the Tri Force, it's just too much damage. Freak is very happy about that one. And Nox is not keen to entertain this as well, because Antic have shown that, look, we're going to siege on up, and there's not much you can do about it. Chuck at the Glacial Prison. Destiny stuck for a second, but doesn't get any damage received onto it. Depth shots lock in place Foreigner, but their ultimates, and the farm is just lacking.
Hooper?
That just means that Antic can turn things around. Hooper says it's my time to shine, wants to go 1v9, jumps into the backline, and dies. Destiny picks it up. The Spiraling Despair is there. Draku soaks it up with that unbreakable will, and just the sheer resilience of Antic perseveres.
Yeah, and Draku's just going to sit back, let that Warmox proc and heal back up to full health, and so pretty much everything that landed on him does not matter. As you do see the pro coming out, this is the strength of Hui, and I think this champion is extremely good into the current jungle meta of these AP champs because they just not have the range to deal with the Hui. So really nice to see Chirp just applying so much pressure, even though these team fights look so favorable for Antic.
7-1 is Destiny right now, and I'm sure, given that they are best mates between himself and Raze is probably a bit like, that could have been me, that should be me, I'm a bot laner, what the hell am I doing in mid lane? But either way, it's the cookie cutter setup, the double AD carry is working in their favor, and kill Prey is the major focus.
It is a bit overextended on the setup, not really respecting the fact that there's no vision in his jungle, so he's caught out of position. We see Raze teleport away, and this is why Nox looks very confident and walks up and lands this ult onto Destiny, but a good buffer from him not to be caught under tower. And, Chirp trying to find his angle to do damage, but Destiny layering these mystic shots into it, making sure every time he walks up, he is getting poked, so they're just unable to find this. And Hooper, a bit too overconfident because this entire time Ray's like, oh, my bad, guys, I'll just walk back and clean this fight up anyway.
Valkyrie's in and says, yep, job well done. Moves along and onto the next target. And it almost felt like Hooper overestimated just how much damage he does with a static Shiv alone. Either way, though, Fury are going to still continue to hunt and try and find whatever they can, especially this link up between Prey and Nox. They target onto Zornis. He dodges out of that all-important Glacial Prison and will not be pulled apart on these side waves, and that's exactly what Fury are hunting for. They still go for more! Everybody, all 4 members, takes down the Gnar.
They are diving Mega Gnar, but at the same time, they are giving the Dragon, and Raze is working on that, inner tower in the bot side of the map. Destiny was unable to get a lot of minions into that mid tower, but confident look at this 1v1 against Hooper.
So he is looking for the 1v1 barrier part. This is easily destroyed. Flashing away from that Mystic Shot. True Shot Barrage doesn't clip. Takes the gamble left and right. Doesn't win it on this occasion. Doesn't matter though for Foreigner. He had his eyes on the prize. Take that second Drake. Stack that one up. Prevent Fury from finding that as a win condition. And continue to claim everything on their side of the map. Findo.
Don't do it. It's danger.
Okay, he didn't.
Oh, he did.
Okay. but then he did, so then I'm confused. Either way, now Chirp is like, Findo, why have I been baited? He's dead!
So much damage going out, but there is the collapse going forward. Finder has the ult. Do they want to go for it though, Skimmy?
Finder dare entertainer. Hooper's already jumped in with the killer instinct, only to get knocked up by a 3-man Pulverite. Dragu getting shoved all over the show. He simply shrugs it off with his ultimate. They are just enduring everything that Fury throw at them.
Raze just wants to farm. You know, I keep seeing Raze just wants to walk away and farm, but he's constantly forced to do fights. He's like, guys, I'm not online yet. Like, please. Whereas we look at Zoranus and Destiny, they are absolutely online. You know, 2 items completed for each of them. Destiny with a lot of gold in his pocket. You're going to have to check in on, you know, the total gold of these members right now, because I think that there's a lot of a very big gold lead, especially in the AD carry position right now.
100%. Last time we checked in, it really was the Chirp and Destiny show. I wouldn't imagine it's changed too much from that since we last checked in with it. So let's have a quick squiz and see that, yep, Destiny at 10,000 has close to 2,000 lead over that of Hooper.
Who would have thought, you know, Skimmy, who would have thought that, you know, a couple weeks ago, you'd be saying, yeah, Destiny's coming back for Antic and he's going to be carrying both games today in the lower bracket run. So what a performance from him. Foreigner, no flash this time, though. Yeah,
unfortunately, this Syra is a dead plant. Hasn't been watered. It's going to wilter away in the sunlight, and that could be a big opportunity for Fury to say, well, game on. We need this Baron. We need a 5k catch-up.
They do need this Baron, but they cannot stop this Alistair from getting in. They cannot stop the amount of perk that's going to come out of this Ezreal and the Corki. And pay attention to Zoran is building up the Nile bar right now in the red buff. Even though this Baron is going to go down.
Draco has the flash. Pulverize decides not to use it. Zoran is still working for that Mega. He can't find it just yet. Hops,
Destiny
jumps inside the pit. Destiny is the focus right now, and he's still going to try and fall on down. Doesn't really matter, but Raze untouched in the backline. Sub out 180 carry for the other. Flash on forward, try to hit Finder, but die because the Chirp way has chomped you in place. And they'll get the Baron, and they'll get a very nice ace.
Skimmy. Oh no. This is a huge gold swing, Skimmy. This is going to be the Baron picked up, all of the shutdowns gathered, the inner tower, the outer tower going down, a potential inner tower as well if Foreigner feels a bit too afraid. This one does have the ulti though, so could force them off if he wants to throw that one out. But if this does go down, this is going to be the gold lead swinging in favor of Fury, and they have not had this lead the entire game.
They certainly haven't, and that was the 5k comeback they needed, right? We were saying before that this Baron feels dicey. They said, nah, we can take it. They certainly did. And to claim all 5 afterwards is just the cherry on top.
And as we do go into the replay, I think this is just such a nice, you know, Smiling Despair from, you know, Chirp. As it does so much damage, slows down the members, forces Dracu to flash out, which is just not what you want to see on Alistair, right? And then, you know, you would think Prey's going to fall down here, but he just keeps healing, he keeps sustaining, and then, you know, Raze forced to flash forward to find the trade kill and get something for his team in that fight. They lose Baron, they lose 5 members for what, 1 kill? That's not a good.
Yeah, there's a lot of support. They flash to kill Findo on the Nautilus. Certainly not the best target you want to go for. Once again, it seems to be that Draco is the focus, doesn't have the ultimate. About 5 seconds away. 5 seconds too late. He's the first to perish. Chirp is a machine right now. 8 kills to his name. 3-man stun up against the wall, but Zoranus is so low. He can't do much more than that. Destiny now finally rocks it to the fight. There's already a double kill here for Chirp. Prey, lifesteal like an absolute machine. Somebody apply Grievous to him because he's just living. He is simply living until he misses 1 skill shot and it all comes crumbling down. They're not done though. Chirp, fresh off a reset in the middle of the team fight tally, goes back to base.
This is you know, a battle of skill shots. Who can dodge, who can land these abilities, you know, because when it comes down to the Hui versus Ezreal, that's pretty much all it is about. You know, when you get to those late game team fights, you want to land those Spiraling Despairs, you know, the QW combo on the Hui to poke out these carries, and then Ezreal needs to keep landing these mystic shots at Destiny time and time again. He's landing these.
He really is. I mean, this is such a crazy game right now. Into another Scuttler, looking to try and see what we can deny away. Thank you very much, says Foreigner. That'll be our vision to guarantee another Drake goes our way. And maybe, Antic say, you're not allowed to go back to base. The Roots lock in place Nox. He headbutts the wall, meets himself a Destiny, says, you know what? 10 looks pretty overrated. How about 11 kills?
And that's a very fed man. I think something that's really important to know is he is not itemizing for, you know, sustain. We do not see the Bloodthirster coming out of him yet. Potential going to be the Spirit Surgeon, which is another option you can go for. It does make you tanky, it does give you the most damage, right? But I think until he does get that Bloodthirster, until he does have that sustain, Chirp is always going to be a threat this game.
He has been a massive threat. Every single time we see a team fight, if you look at his damage, he's doing leaps and bounds more than anybody else. It's just a case of how do you get to him, because he's been so well protected, and if he does get taken down, he's done so much damage anyway that his team usually wins. Third Dragon then, going in favor of Antic. Back-to-back Ocean Drakes with an Ocean Sword to pick up. This one is going down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely going down to the wire. That is the third dragon picked up, and the Ocean Soul will be spawning in the 5 minutes. Very nice dragon to have as Zoranus. You know, he is in that back lane. He is doing a lot of damage. So it's very nice to have the extra bit of sustain, especially as there won't be heal cut being itemized from the enemy team. It's very rare to see that you would build that into this team. But Destiny decided to go for that Lost Restore item instead. You know, he wants to deal with the front line of Nox and Prey. You know, have the extra bit of slow from the Sreller's Grudge that he's going to build to.
Yeah, basically saying lethality. You know what? Overrated. Who cares? Back in the day, this is what you build on the Ezreal. You go all about the blue Ezreal build. We're just going to bring it back in a slightly different variation this time around. And they're going to be hoping that with all the good work they achieved in the initial stages, that they can look to convert that into another tower falling on down. But it is to be mirrored. 5-5. The focus still, as it always has been, kill Prey. But he knows something doesn't seem right. I'm
not a fan of the setup that Fury have gone for, right? I think that Chirp, 4 items in his inventory, should not be playing in the side lane right now. He should be grouping up. He should be looking for these, you know, smiling his best. Because if it lands onto Zyra, he can pedal out with a Q down pretty much 100 to over the champion based on how much AP he has in his inventory. Teleport is coming out of Zoranus on the side lane here, and Chirp might be in trouble.
Could be in trouble. The jump will run the stun lands initially. The fling against the wall, the spiraling spear is nice. But how do you deal with a bruiser? Can you kill him? Can you sustain? Severus gets procced and he's running as best as he can, and both
Raze?
Really a couple of HP to their name. Now, how do you disengage? Because Raze is keen, Valkyrie there, skill shot checking every single bush.
Oh!
And hello, Chirp. Thank you very much. Unless... Oh! He does get it in the end. Nox. He just literally, what? No, don't seek its way. Flash to match.
Oh, Zoranus.
And he says, okay, maybe. Zoranus is, you know, a little bit too much for me to try and bite off. So just waits for the charge and he's out of there.
That looked like, you know, the Race was going to pick up the easy kill when he found him with the Phosphorus Swarm AoE, you know, vision reveal. But, you know, Chirp does get that shield off in time, able to create some space, but a really nice big one by Raze to find him out on the end, and that's going to be the shutdown going towards Raze, and he needs those items really bad as we like keep checking in on the inventory of the you know, the members in the mid lane, and it just looks so one-sided to Chirp right now. The more AP comes out, the more this damage, or the more damage he's going to be dealing, which is you know, obvious, right? But it's so hard to deal with the champion when the only threat onto it is a flank or, you know, potentially Destiny poking him out.
Yeah, he's been so well protected with vision, but his team's posturing has been a very tall ask without flash engages from Draco to snap for them to actually get towards him, right? With the Horizon focus now, the damage from afar, he truly is Xerath on steroids. It's going to be so painful to try and deal with this one. And if you go for a Baron start, he chucks that combo, lights out, as easy as you like it. What initially started as a Baron attempt by taking down Foreign, it might just be the shoe on the other foot, and we're going to do it to your jungler now. Dead for 45 seconds is Nox. Antic's time to shine.
I think it's so important that Chirp needs to group up constantly. Like, the Baron's under pressure, they don't have vision, he's running to the side lane, he's not playing with his team right now. He is the entire comp of Fury. Without this way, they cannot function. They need him to play these team fights, they need him to create space, and I think it's very scary to walk in and contest this one still, even though you know, there was some cooldowns blown to take out Nox.
Sitting on vision is Chirp right now. No ultimate available for Foreigner to try and empower those plants. Draco looking for the wide rotate. They have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. Two-man combo onto two crystal carries. That's what you need. Draco, he may have just found the game-winning play, the series-winning play there is Destiny. Takes it down. Hello, nice TP. It's not going to last for too long though. 1v4, Sterex popped, HP gone. And that might be Antic wrapping things up.
And Raze went down there somehow. I'm not sure where he died, but maybe it was to a bit of AoE as Chirp was walking up. But see, I think this is just the, you know, maybe a lack of, you know, a veterancy. You know, Chirp isn't like an insanely new player, but he's also not a veteran player. So it's very hard to know that you need to be here for your team no matter what. But Draco finds that flank, you know, gets a really nice engage onto these members, and as we do see, Raze is in the side lane fighting the Aatrox and does fall down the 1v1. Unfortunately, he is very weak.
Yeah, so Prey feeling inspired by that one, says, yeah, I can win. TP's in and goes, hang on a minute, this is not what I had expected whatsoever. So 14 members will have the Baron. No luxury there for Raze, unfortunately. Another dragon, a soul point up for grabs here for Antic if they do so decide. That's the take in 20. With the lanes already pushed out in their favor and mid lane control being theirs, this would seem like a done deal too.
Let's take stock of the game right now. So this game state has come from what you would consider an unwinnable game. So Fury have done a really good job to get to this point in the game. They are grouped up. Fury, Chirp has his flash, Hooper does not. So he is a target. They need to start landing this poke before they go on for this fight. As long as they keep stock or track all 5 members to make sure Draco is on the map, they can feel confident to walk up and Chirp can start landing his poke, because as soon as one crucial spell lands, one of these members might go down.
Glacial Prison goes out, no stun, just a slow. Destiny is the focus. Dreku jumps in, counteracts it, takes down Nox, raises the recipient of that killing blow. Dreku looking to try and soak up as much as he can, but Prey goes in as a one-man army. He finally tries to assist, but he's dead before the fight really kicks off. And Destiny shows, I'm a support player, but I've got hands, and they still work. There's the triple. Give him more. Give him everything at this point, quite honestly, because he's showcasing that we've got 280 carries on our team, and they mean business.
Does land that Mystic Shot, so he is slowed down. He is below that threshold of the Spell's Glitch for the slow. So as the flash.
He really wants it. Really wants it. Just out of range every time, though, of those projectiles. And Chirp is going to deny him of that clean ace.
This is going to be a tall task for Chirp to defend this Nexus, even though he does have his jungle and support respawning. See how much they want to go for. I feel like they should back up. They should respect the fact these members are respawning. So it's going to be Chirp getting more farm, getting closer to the 6-item spike. This one, when this does come online, he's going to be doing an insane amount of damage. I think he is going for the... He's got the name of the item, but who cares? Going to the replay, we see that, the ult goes wide. Nox overextends. He's not a tank anymore. There's too much damage in this game. And he just pretty much falls down and doesn't allow his team the freedom he really needs to enable them. And we see that Prey's trying his best to create space, but Destiny's just doing way too much damage. And Hooper on the exit tries his best to find anything, but it was just not enough.
And that's the big talking point for me, is the fact that both Raze and Destiny had full HP as that fight came to an end. Nobody could get to them. They were so committed to backing up Nox that they all shoehorned themselves into a choke and made it very easy for Antic to punish. So, gold lead once again goes back in their favor, this one being a much more bloody affair. Baron on top of the Ocean Soul means that they have re-established themselves that 5k gold lead, having done the damage in the mid lane to open out an inhibitor. Side lanes once again become the focus. And it's a case of Antic, how greedy can you be? Because Dreku wants the vision, wants the time to open up those win conditions even further. He doesn't die despite getting jumped on by 4.
It's so important that both teams realize, Antic can dive into the enemy team just because of how strong they are and they have the Ocean Soul, but it's very scary if Fury dive into the Zyra right now. They need to lock them up like this, Skinny.
And they certainly do. Frona goes golden, baits their time as he comes out. He does perish, unfortunately. 1 for 1 so far. Chirp is the focus. Can they kill this way? Yes, they can. Raze makes sure of it.
Destiny's
They're both down for a whole minute. And now Destiny says, you've got to get past me. I am the raid boss. I am the final chapter. I am the super sub of this squad.
18 kills, Skimmy. Can he find the 20 bomb? That's the real question. Haven't seen one of those in a hot minute, so I have to see if, Destiny coming back, playing this champion, can absolutely pop off. Still on the side lane, Zornis has the Ocean Drag. They are going to look for the end, actually. There is no wave cliff this team. There is timers that are really long. The exposed, towers left here, Skimmy, and I think it's going to be lights out. I don't think Prey has an in to defend this one.
Yeah, it will be lights out for them. Prey's going to try and do as much as he can. Destiny really wants to kill number 19. His old teammate in King holds the record for 20 kills, but he can't find it. Simply nobody exists on the map for him to try and take on down unless Nox decides to entertain things, and Destiny says, I'm aware of the record, guys. I really want to beat it. In the end, it does not matter. Antic sweep the series in a clean 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw that, bounce back, that display of discipline from them this time. They threw the game at the Baron, but they didn't, follow it up with that instant play that we were very worried about that they were going to do. So they pulled it back. They played a very clean 2-0 series today, Skimmy, and this is a much better look going into the, next matchup against Ion.
That it certainly is. Iron being put on notice. We are ramping up. We are getting better and better week in, week out. And if you thought we were giving up with this roster swap, you are sorely mistaken. Destiny dropping 18 kills on the Israel. You said it. That is their key to victory. And they did not disappoint. And there you have it.